I'm gonna make this as quick as possible. I'm running a sample site from that I've got from Puppy Life. I've got the latest version of WordPress. I've got the latest version of Advanced Custom Fields 5.8 Beta 1 and the latest version of Gutenberg 4.0. So everything is up to date. No other plugins is running. Um, Let me go and start showing you all the issues. Alright, number one is rendering. Um, so if I get a block that I've created with ACF, if I switch to the preview, nothing is it gets rendered until I change any of the settings. Doesn't matter what setting. It could be anywhere from the content to the button categories or the styling tab, uh, accordion section, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't make a difference. As soon as I make a change, then things get rendered. Once things get rendered, everything works fine. There are no issues with the block. Okay, so that's issue number one. Not being able to render. Actually, I prefer to when I add a block, any of the blocks, instead of being um, in the editor version, I prefer to start with the preview. So being this situation, not in the edit version, but that's me personally. That's one suggestion. So as you can see again, nothing is rendered over here. You should have sent line break, and you should have a an icon. Any changes to any of those two um, would actually do the rendering. So that's number one. Issue number two, it resolved itself. It had to do with not being able to save additional CSS class. Um, that got fixed automatically by Automatic when they released Gutenberg 4.0 yesterday. With 3.9, I wasn't able to save anything here. That's the reason why for all my blocks that I created with the ACF, I put a CSS class field in there. But now I can get rid of that because this is now it has become usable again. So that's issue number two. Number three, and I can duplicate this very easily. So every time I make changes to a block made with an ACF block, I get that message that it's not saved, but actually my changes are saved. So if I go and make any change to the block, and again this block was made with advanced custom blocks, so if I go make any changes, let me change the description color, I'm gonna change the icon color, let me change the size. One change would do the trick, by the way. And if I update, I'm gonna get changes you may not be saved. But if I leave, you're gonna see that the changes actually are saved. This doesn't happen if I don't make any changes to the block, or if I use any other block on the page or post that is not made by ACF. So if I go down here and add some text, so I'm using the text block, the built-in text block, I'm not going to get the message. Okay, I'm going to do one little last change, and it doesn't matter if it's in the preview screens that happens or in the edit screens. As long as I make any change, I'm gonna get this error. But again, even though it says may not been saved, it is being saved. So I've got a false message coming up. So that's number 3. Number 4 is um, any other block not made by ACF. If you go to the settings, edit as HTML, you're going to see the HTML code. But when it comes to any block made with advanced custom fields, if I go to edit as HTML, I get a blank screen. I don't see any underlying I don't see the underlying HTML code, and this happens with every single uh, um, block that I've created with advanced custom fields. Number 5, to have my own custom categories for the blocks. I followed your post that you sent me, so you sent me in the right direction, so I was able to do that. So thank you very much. I was able to create my own categories. And finally, number 6, I'm gonna create a separate video to show you number 6. So this is part 1.